Hi, I'm Amy.
Upon graduating college, I was left with a huge looming question, one that everyone is asked an ungodly amount of times when they prepare to graduate. What am I going to do with the rest of my life? The rest of my life? How am I supposed to know when I have no experience in the real world? I was able to hold off answering that question because I landed a summer internship in Washington, D.C. That June, I moved out to the D.C. area to be the media relations intern for a regional theater, Arena Stage. It was amazing. I loved the work I was doing and I loved living in a big city. I decided that I would move to D.C. to begin my career in communications. It may not answer the rest of my life question, but it sure was a good start. That following winter, I made the move from Michigan to Arlington, Virginia. I was a young woman moving to a big city with no job lined up and no family nearby to help out. It was scary and nerve-wracking, but I just knew it had to be done. I had to build my career, and there was no better place with more opportunities than the DC area. As fate would have it, my old internship at Arena Stage opened up for the spring. If that wasn't a sign that I was meant to move there, I don't know what was. So I began interning again for the theater. But the internship was only temporary. It had an end date, so I was constantly applying to jobs. I applied to hundreds of jobs and heard back from only a small handful of them. I kept hearing the same feedback. We're looking for someone with more experience. How was I supposed to get more experience without being able to get a job? It was stressful and I felt helpless. I ended up landing another media internship at the U.S. Green Building Council. But again, it was temporary, and it was still just an internship. Meanwhile, I'm living in an expensive city on the paycheck of an intern, which was actually less than minimum wage. And to top that all off, I was having roommate problems with people I thought were my good friends. So I knew what I wanted to do for my career. I knew where I wanted to be, but I couldn't get a job, and I was having apartment issues. I had lost my new friends, I felt alone with no family around, and I was poor. I hit rock bottom. There were so many times I wanted to give up. I thought about moving back to Michigan. Hey, I had tried, right? There were just no jobs. I did all I could. But giving up didn't feel right. So what else was there to do but keep trying? I kept applying for jobs and working to settle into the area until finally, after more interviews and more rejection, I was connected to a part-time job at Artisphere, a local arts center. I accepted the job just as my internship was ending. Shortly after that, as another sign that I should keep fighting for my career, I was offered another part-time job at the Arlington Chamber of Commerce. I worked at these two jobs on hourly wages for a year and a half. I worked hard until the Arlington Chamber of Commerce offered to expand my position to a full-time job with benefits. It took me 3 years after graduation to land a full-time job, but I earned it. Along the way, I struggled. I built up my confidence and my skills, and I grew as a person, not only in my career, but in my personal life too. For all the low moments I had along the way, I had just as many fun and happy moments. I met amazing, lifelong friends. I made meaningful business contacts, and I ended up meeting the love of my life. I wouldn't trade any of these experiences, and I feel more accomplished today because of the obstacles I had to overcome to get there. Life isn't easy, but anything is possible if you work hard for it.